We chew the fat and give our gut reactions on all things pop culture, film, TV and theatre. We talk to legends in the creative industry and those on the rise. We game old school. We support independent creatives. Got a project? Tell us about it. Get in touch. We do all of this, and a whole lot more. Like, subscribe, get involved. Join Lance Steen, Anthony Nielsen, and the Outcasts Creative.
Nearly forgot to put myself on stream. Well, what's going on? Hello. This is an unplanned stream. I don't normally stream at this time on a Monday, but I have been writing all day for about, must have done about 8 hours, I think, 8 or 9 hours of writing, because I'm on a deadline for my new book, which I'm trying to get out for Christmas. Oh my God, I need to put my notifications on silent, otherwise I'm going to be getting bing-bonged when I go to bed. So let me just do that now. Sound and vibrations. There we go. Okay. So, yeah, so I thought I'd just come on, do a bit of a stream. Might play a game. Might just look at some stuff. Of course, we got the Nielsen ratings tomorrow. We will have just finished it this time tomorrow. I've got a, I've got a couple of guests that I've just booked. We've got a couple of new creatives coming on this Thursday. There's no open bar for me to police this Thursday. So, yeah, so basically, I've got a couple of writers. I've got a couple of aspiring writers coming on, and I'm going to be interviewing them about their books, which they have out on Amazon. So that's one of the things. That's all come about as a result of me putting it out there about people to get in touch. If you've got a creative project, if you've got a book, you've got like a short film you've made, or even a feature film you've made off your own back. I'm really looking for the independents here. I'm looking for the outcasts. I'm looking for the people that have worked outside the system, but have still got something done, have still, you're making your own board game or comic or whatever. And we had a fantastic guest on last week, Jason Newell, who had kickstarted his own comic. I think they were on issue 5, and that was a lot of fun. Great guest, and I had a new co-host, the Eclectic Goat, who came on the channel for the very first time. Always like collaborating with other YouTubers. Don't care how big your channel is. I don't care if you've got 2 subscribers or 2 million subscribers. If we can collaborate, then I'm always interested in talking to people. So yeah, it's all good. So I did notice a couple of things today. Well, you might have noticed that I haven't reviewed the last episode of Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power. I was doing a weekly review of it. Episode 7 took poor filmmaking to another level for me, and I just thought, I don't know if I even just want to watch any more of this. And do you know what I did? It's probably a first for a YouTuber. I voted with my feet, so to speak, my wallet, so to speak. I'm not going to watch episode 8. I don't care how the season ends. I'm just so disinterested and so uninvested in any of the characters, apart from the dwarves, maybe, that I just don't care. I just don't care. I don't want to watch it. I don't care. So I'm not going to watch season 3 either. And I'm a massive Tolkien fan. Massive Tolkien fan here. Massive Lord of the Rings fan. Used to have the Jackson trilogy posters all around the room, and still would if I could. But yeah, I'm not watching any more Rings of Power, so I haven't seen episode 8. I don't care really, and yeah, I'm not going to watch it. So I know some of my friends in America are out there with the hurricane that's going through Georgia and has come up from Florida and stuff. And I know you're dealing with quite a lot out there. Just want to send you my best wishes and hope things weather on the weather front improve. You've got your election coming up as well, so quite a lot to be dealing with. They call it Hurricane Milton. Isn't that the name of like a guy in a comic that sort of isn't like Milton in Office Games? That guy. Yeah, so says you Florida's preparing. We got it on Sky News here. I can see it's on. This is like our main online, one of our main online news channels, Sky News, and we have like a US section, UK section. Pretty decent news channel. I mean, it's not fantastic. Now, what does that look like? I'll leave that there. It's like a big snail. Yeah. So this is the hurricane, I guess, and looks like it's done some pretty devastating stuff. And near empty shelves in Walmart, people stocking up. A lot of evacuations and so on. Now, evacuations have already been ordered for 6 hospitals, 25 nursing homes, and 44 assisted living facilities in the county. Well, it's good that they're getting on top of it. It's not going to be like Katrina, I hope. You had that hospital, I think it was in downtown New Orleans. Terrible what happened there. Terrible. Patients being euthanized. Absolutely disgraceful. So I just could not believe that happened, man. Put a comment in the chat if you want to say hello. Daryl, how's it going, man? Good to see you. How are you? Yeah, I just hope you guys are all okay out there. I can't remember, Daryl, where you are, if you're in the UK or if you're in the States. So I was thinking I might play a little American Civil War game. Might I won't make any jokes about that actually, because that may well be ill-judged. But yeah, I was thinking about maybe doing one. So I've got somebody trying to book me for someone's messaging me about doing a script read thing with them. I'm live, so I'm not going to jump off right now. But sorry, I'm late. This is an unscheduled stream. You're not late for nothing. Don't sweat it. I was kind of busy this weekend. My sister came out from New York, nice, to visit, and I had to take her to the airport around 5 a.m. Oh, those early flights they're killer, man. They're killer. But everything worked out great. Good. Pleased to hear that. Washington State in the Great Northwest. Yeah. So my weekend was pretty good. Guess what I did on Saturday? Went out dancing again, didn't I? So I was supposed to be a weekend in, very work-focused weekend I was supposed to be having. So that's why I've gone full pelt on the work yesterday, full pelt on the work today. Would you guys like to see how my book's coming along? Of course you would. Let me see if I can get that up for a second. I think I can pull it up. Oh, no, that's the wrong document. So, okay, I see. God, these notes are very old. That's not what I was looking for. Let me just close that. So, if anybody watching is into writing of any kind, script writing, you want to write a novel, you want to write a play, these are all areas I've got a pretty I'm experienced at script writing. I'm very experienced at playwriting. Novels are still relatively new for me. I've only been writing novels about 5 years. And yeah, mate, I can show you some pretty cool pictures of me at a rave. Hang on, okay, I'll get some pictures up for you guys so you can see what I'm talking about here. Plus, you've seen the videos, right? You've seen my rave video. It's on the channel. Does that mean? Oh yeah, that was that's I forgot I got a picture with this lady, actually. Totally forgot I got a picture with this lady. This is me at I think this is me at one 2 weeks ago. There you go. I've actually got a Rebellion Drunk 3PO t-shirt on there. There you go. So that's one. That's with a lovely lady called Selena who goes to some of the things I go to. Let me see if I can find another one. It's amazing I've got that picture actually, because I downloaded only a couple of pictures. And all my pictures have gone. They've all gone from my phone. I wiped a whole load. I can't believe it, but unfortunately that's what happened. So I'm rather upset about that. Let's see. What's this one like? Okay, yeah, so I'm in this one. This is right down the front. Some guy's checking his watch in the picture, which is quite funny. So if you look to the far left, you can see me raving away. There I am on the left with my shades and my Death Star t-shirt on. This lady in the front with the tattoos is a lovely girl who's part of the group. We all kind of go together. And then this guy, that's my mate Ben, who's dancing right next to me at the same time. So that's pretty cool. I like that photo. Everybody's well into it. It's good fun. So yeah, I actually the whole reason I started going raving again was because I was really suffering. I was coming through some things, some personal things, and those things were quite challenging. And it's been a big sort of it's a bit like therapy for me. It's a bit like therapy. And actual therapy can be a mixed bag. It can be really good, it can be really crap. You just don't really know. But I think also when you get older, it gets a lot harder to meet new people, to make new friends. It becomes very difficult, and I'm in my 50s. I'm in my early 50s now, and we don't accumulate more friends as we get older. We lose them because people move away and people get jobs and people have kids and people have less time, more responsibilities. They end up caring for their parents and so on. And, we don't like to think about that time for ourselves. So God knows I don't. And ultimately, these things chip away at your kind of social circle. And before you know it, half of them have gone. I had a lot of really big social circle I would say it kind of reached its peak probably around 2013. Really knew like a lot of people, and I was socializing quite regularly in London at sort of networking events. My movie quizzes were always like super packed out at Christmas. I had to kind of, turn people away sometimes. So yeah, it was, that was, and then like, stuff happened. And also I think my work, my main day job, that whole industry is very fickle when it comes to friendships. So some friendships, people like you because they genuinely like you. Other people, it's more like, what can I get out of you, And those people fall away pretty quick when they think they can't get anything. Here's another good photo. This is a great photo of me and Ben, actually. Let me pop this one up. It's a really good one. There we are. So yeah, so what I did was I joined a Facebook group, and yeah, very much so, mate. Very much so. I joined a Facebook group, and in that Facebook group, there's a big group of us that go to sort of regular events, and at every event there's a pre-meet, so we all kind of meet up at the pre-meet in the pub, get to know each other, have a chat, have a catch up, and then we go to the rave. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. I think one of my favorite pictures is currently it's one of my background pictures. This is a proper nice group of people. God, we got the lasers and everything in this shot. And I'm actually wearing a drunk 3PO rebellion hat in this picture, by the way. There you go. So that's quite fun. Yeah, so I think that was about 6 weeks ago, something like that. 6-7 weeks ago. July, was it? August? August. I think it was August. Yeah, it was really good fun. So who thought I'd be going out dancing? But the thing, right, is at my age. But the thing is these are day raves, right? They start at 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and they finish at 9 or 10 at night. So by the time you've got home, you're back home before midnight. Cup of tea. Well, I don't drink tea, but you know what I mean. And yeah, I mean it's good fun, It's not too heavy, so it's all like, yeah. And I don't really when I go dancing, I don't really drink alcohol. I might have one cocktail, or I might have a shot or something like that in the pub. But basically, once I'm in the club, I'm really just like Coca-Cola or water, because you're dancing, you're sweating a lot, so you got to hydrate. So yeah, so there you go. Anyway, shall we move on? Didn't come on necessarily to talk about my rave adventures, although I appreciate that's quite entertaining, possibly quite entertaining. So yeah, I'm gonna be interviewing a couple of really interesting people. I've got actress Cindy Pickett is going to come on. I think probably in November sometime. And actor Jeffrey Byron, who was in quite a few of Charles Band's films. Now, I interviewed Charles Band on the channel earlier this year. It was in the summer with Inside Man, and of course Charles Band did a lot of low budget movies and stuff in the 80s, and Jeffrey Byron was in quite a few of his films. He's also been in a number of other things, including the Star Trek film in 2009, and he had a major role in the TV series Port Charles. Did 86 episodes, and then did a whole load of other guest TV spots and small roles in TV and so on. But if I show you this trailer, you'll know who I mean, because he's in this trailer. Let me get it. I'm pretty sure I've still got that trailer. Yes, I do. Yeah, so he's the main actor in this movie.
In a future that grows ever closer, the fate of our Earth will lie in the hands of one man, a solitary warrior of great courage. His name is Dojin, and he is called the Finder. His enemies will emerge from the underworld to test his strength. Yurok, the Cyclopean warlord of the One Eyes, the assassin Baal, half man, half machine, and Jared Sin, leader and mastermind of the sinister renegades. They will utilize their cruelest weapons. They will exploit their most mysterious powers.
So also in that film is Tim Thomason, who I've already had on the channel. So Jeffrey Byron is the main hero in that film. He's also the main hero in this one.
He is a warrior in a wasteland without mercy.
It's the little guy.
He has survived where countless others have died.
Good shot, huh?
He has destroyed.
And I swear that it feels like these two films were literally shot like weeks apart. I think there was probably a bigger gap than that, but they use all the same props, even the guns, you know. But that's a clever film producer right there, who's, you know, got a shitload of props, and it's like, okay, let me write another script around these same props. That's Roger Corman style of filmmaking, and sometimes you'll get some gems, and sometimes, you know, you'll get some duds. I mean, some people don't like Maelstrom. They think it's sort of low budget B movie nonsense. I've got a real soft spot for it myself. I like the world. I like the characters. I appreciate that they didn't quite have the budget to do it justice. But I'd quite happily, like, I'd make a movie set in that world with a budget of like £1 million, and I'd come up with something pretty similar to that. And it would be, you know, it would be entertaining. It might not be the best film ever made. Yeah, so let me read this message. Hold on. I had depression around 2020. This girl I like was really cool with her, but she started doing drugs. Okay. Lost contact with her because she started having major mental issues and she moved away. Well, you can't take that on, man. I mean, that's tough. I've lost friends to addiction, you know, and I'm not one to lecture people about their choices. You know, some people like to drink, some people like smoke. You know, I mean, it's a stressful world. You know, you've got to do what you have to do to get through your day. But obviously, when it starts affecting your day-to-day functionality, then that's a big problem. But you can't. One of the things I've learned is you can try and help people. You can put your hand out and you can say, "Let me help you," or you can write someone a message and try and give them some advice. But if they push back on that too much, you just have to let them, you know, work it out themselves. You can't take on that sort of stuff. This feels like this is becoming like a late night counseling session. What's going on? Shall I get my AI app out? So last night, I'm watching some stuff for the Nielsen ratings. Of course, we got that tomorrow. We're going to discuss shows and things we've watched. So I've been watching a few different things at the moment. Yeah, what have people been watching? What are you guys recommending me at the moment? What are you looking at? What are you watching? I noticed that I think Netflix, I know they did the Monsters drama, but I think Netflix dropped the Menendez documentary as well. I think they've done a new one. By the way, Jeffrey Byron's IMDb link is here. So if you want to check that out, I'm hoping to interview Jeffrey in October. Just going to put that down here. I literally just spoke to him about an hour ago. And I've just sent him some dates. I'm supposed to be also interviewing one of the actresses from Miami Vice as well. and she was willing, but she was in the middle of something, so she wanted me to come back to her, which I have, but I'm not getting a re-establishment of comms. And sometimes that means, which is why I don't want to say who it is, sometimes that means someone's changed their mind. Other times it can just mean that they're very busy. So I'm to make this podcast happen. So okay. Yeah, one of the other things I like about Metal Storm is I like the music. The music for the film was done by Richard Band, who is Charlie Band's brother. And actually, I wanted to talk to Charles Band about him, but we only had an hour. We only had Charles Band on for an hour. He was really quite strict about the time. I'm hoping we can get him back, because we didn't really get to cover. I mean, we covered barely a fraction of the topics, but one of his best films was Robojocks, and if you go on the interview and check that out, you'll see that we talked about Robojocks for quite some time on the interview. We covered that in quite a bit of detail. So if you're a fan of that movie, which came out I think around I want to say 86, yeah, there's quite a bit on Robojocks on the interview. I'm just trying to find there it is. Okay, I've just dropped a note to, there we go, this lady again, to see if we can I see Vertigo Comics are doing a Mad Max comic. I didn't know they were doing that. Good God. A friend of mine's just put up a picture of their place in Florida. It's flooded. Or actually, it's a friend of mine putting up a friend's picture, I think. Here's some, somebody offering advice. Yeah. Wow. Damn, man. Well, yeah, I feel for people over there. Hope it's not impacting anybody. Well, I mean, doesn't matter whether I know the people or not. Whoever it's impacting, I really hope it's not too challenging for you. I hope you're able to get through it. You've been watching a lot of X-Files and 24. Yeah, I used to watch both of those shows religiously. I think the thing that killed the X-Files for me were the movies. The movies were crap. I didn't like them. And they were sort of linking into stuff from the TV show. And I thought, why don't you just do a self-contained story? Don't make it hard for people. Don't, not everyone's going to have watched every episode. And then when I rewatched, I started rewatching the X-Files at one point on DVD, and the quality, it just didn't look very, very good. I don't know what I think they shot it on. Was it shot on like Super 16? It just looks. The look of it, and it's the whole show is so dark all the time, isn't it? There's like night shoots galore. It's almost never shot in the day. So I wasn't. Yeah, I wasn't a massive fan of that in the end. I think it was a good show, but I think it outstayed its welcome by probably about 2 seasons. 24, same thing. you know, how many times is Jack Bauer going to go through this nightmare? You know, that's another show that was a good idea, really good concept, and then it outlived its welcome. The London one that they did was terrible. I have quite a few friends in that one. House MD, good show. Prison Break should have been 2 seasons, tops. 2 seasons. They should. First season builds up to the escape. Second season is about the escape, and that's it. The end. You know. But they screwed up that. Paranormal, Caught on Tape, First 48. Yeah, First 48's good. That's a good show, isn't it? That's the crime show, right? I quite like that show. So, hey guys, this is quality interaction. I'm like responding to like every message in the chat. So, you know, this is quality time. I will always remember the people that are here at the beginning. I never watched Rings of Power. Critical Drinker and Moore are saying the series is horrible. So I don't know how the series really is. Take it from me, mate. And I'm not as I always like to make my own mind up. I'm not easily influenced by YouTubers or anything like that. I work in the industry as well. I know how difficult it is to make films. I know how difficult it is to get television shows commissioned. And then even when they're commissioned, I know how difficult it is to maintain vision. You know, maintain the vision that you had in the first meeting to putting it on screen for broadcast is really challenging, because I've got one friend who's doing a TV show at the minute, and there are 3 production companies involved, and she's getting 3 sets of notes, pulling her in all directions, and it is completely stressing her out. It's totally stressing her out. So she's not in great shakes, you know. So yeah, it's not easy, but what they did with Rings of Power is unforgivable, because it's episode 7 was really the one where you really knew no one was piloting this ship properly. So hey, with just a change of one letter, that could be Lancey. Yeah. So yeah, just you know, you could tell they lost the plot with that battle. Just like no one did that properly. Okay, background noise. I've got a challenge for you, right? I often see you pop up in here, and all you ever do is you put up the pink glove of doom. Write out a sentence, man. Ask me a question. I'll tell you what, background noise. Ask me a question, anything you want, and I'll answer it. So there you go. There's a little thing for you. Ask me a question. I will happily answer it. And was it supposed to say Lancey then? Only people that know me very well get to call me Lancey. So it's Lance to you. Yeah, that's fine. My little sister got me into this new series on Netflix called Sweet Tooth. Oh, I'll tell you what. I just started watching a new series on Netflix last night, and most rom-com stuff I find quite boring, because it's quite difficult to get original rom-com material, good writing and stuff. But do you know what? I found this show actually really quite sweet. And it's called Nobody Wants This. Let's have a look at it. I'm going to talk about this tomorrow night, actually. But let's have a quick look. I hope I'm not streaming at the same time as any of my buddies, because I don't normally stream at this time. So Nobody Wants This. Yeah, you see it's scored an 8.1 on IMDb. Let's have a look at some of the headline reviews. I've watched 3 episodes and I really like it. It's quite charming, it's quite funny, and the characters are actually likable, which makes a really big change. So these 2 people that shouldn't be together. Okay, so let's look at some of the headlines. Please give us multiple seasons. Please tell me there's a season 2 coming. Mostly awesome, 9 out of 10. I love this, 10 out of 10. I need another season, 10 out of 10. Amazing, heartwarming, 10 out of 10. More Kirsten Bell Gold, 9 out of 10. Sweet and enjoyable. That's basically what I would call it. A sweet and enjoyable show. Kirsten Bell is the best. She's really talented, actually. A romantic comedy that enters the best of the year. I would agree. Mixed feelings. This one's a bit more critical. Let's have a look. Binge watched the whole series in one day. I knew from the trailer that the plot wise this was going to be my show. After watching it, I believe it could have been much better. What I hated the most was the fact that while Adam Brody aged really well, Kristen Bell looked like some weird wax figure. I understand it's really hard to be a woman in Hollywood and ageism is real, but she could barely lift her eyebrows, even though her delivery was witty and funny. Yeah, I could see that a bit, and that's not unfair. I mean, it's a little bit unfair, but that's not an unreasonable comment. No, it was charming, funny. Blah blah blah. Okay, I don't want to get into spoilers. 4 out of 10, so not so keen. 10 out of 10. Season 2 is a must. 8 out of 10. And the supporting cast. I always talk about the supporting cast in films. John Sturges, who directed The Magnificent Seven and who also directed The Great Escape, said you've always got to get the guts of the cast right. Background noise. You haven't taken up my challenge. You haven't put a bigger comment in the chat. I appreciate you listening in though. I really do. I will never watch the entire series of Lost. Never. Yeah. So there you go. Pretty good reviews from people. I liked it. I thought it was good. I think they have great chemistry. It was a really good pairing. I don't mind if Kirsten Bell is supposed to be 40 in this. That's absolutely, that's fine. And some of the supporting cast are really good as well. I do like this actor, Paul Ben-Victor. Do you know what? He'd be a great actor to interview if I could get him on for an interview. I would love to talk to him. I wonder. Let's have a look and see if I can find him quickly. Yeah, so he's been in a lot of things. You guys will probably remember he's worked with Scorsese on things like The Irishman. He had a major role in The Sopranos. So I mean, this is an actor that's been around for a really long time. Yeah, I mean, it would be great to get him on actually. And it's nice that he's doing a bit of comedy because most of his roles are always pretty serious. So if you look at his credits, he's got 193 credits. This is what I mean about getting the guts of the cast right. Any casting director will tell you, well, the leads are usually the people that bring in the fan points, bring in the money, or might guarantee you a certain number of ticket sales or whatever. The guts of the cast, of the supporting cast, is so important. That they're of equal caliber at least. Very, very important. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, God, you just look at the stuff he's worked on. Even if I could get this guy on for an hour, that would not be enough time. Look at his credits. Very impressive credits. 17 episodes of The Wire. John from Cincinnati. Yeah, I remember that. And he is in an episode of The Shield. Right, so we'll be covering that. So I'll try and wonder what his really early credits were. Because I definitely remember seeing him. Remember him in Tombstone? Yeah, I remember him in Tombstone. He's one of the baddies, one of the cowboys. Maybe that was the first thing I saw him in then. I might have caught him in Cagney and Lacey, but I used to watch that with my parents. You always used to think, I always used to think that show was a bit shite. Because before that, we had Starsky and Hutch, which was kind of cool, and they had their cool car. And then, so, yeah, you had like Cagney and Lacey running down the street with their handbags. Didn't really have the same oomph. I am up late, Owen. So Owen is one of my guests who is coming on Thursday. We're doing a stream on Thursday at 9 o'clock. It's the Next Industry Interview. It's number 79. And Owen is one of my guests, and Melissa, another writer, relatively young in their writing careers, both of them, will be my other guest. and we will be talking about their books and talking about the challenges of writing a book and how you approach it and that kind of thing. So it's going to be an interesting one. We're calling it Meet the Authors, and we'll be doing that at 9:00 UK time, probably going for about between an hour and 90 minutes. And these are two people who responded to my call on Open Bar when I said, you know, if you're a creative, get in touch. And if I like the look of what you've got, I'll happily have you on and we'll talk about your stuff and we'll promote you. And I'm a man of my word. I've already had one person on and I've got another 4 people booked, including the 2 people that are coming on this Thursday, all of whom came via that route. So I've just got to create the thumbnail for it, or rather the Endzone 9000 thumbnail app that I've got in my computer will be attending to that, I hope. But yeah, so there you go. There's my Facebook page, and I'm going to put up the stream for Meet the Authors in a sec before I go to bed. So it's one of the reasons I'm still up. But I don't have the thumbnail for it yet, which is a little bit frustrating. So what else have people been watching? What else would you recommend on Netflix or Amazon or any of those things? I have watched Breaking Bad. I have seen Blacklist. Yeah. Well, I'm always up this time. I haven't been to bed before 2:00 in the morning in about 10 years. So there you go. Here's a good question. What's my favorite Bond movie? I can tell you exactly what it is. Do you want to see a clip from it? Not only is it my favorite Bond movie, it'll be my favorite sequence in a Bond movie. I'll show you. Hold on a second. Let's get it. Don't know how much of it I'll be able to show because then we're going to get a copyright thing. Oh, Canoli Sasquatch is doing Bone Tomahawk in a little bit. Oh man, I should have been on that. Okay, hold on. Let me get to that one line. There we go. All right. So I need to now let's see if I can hold on a second. Showed this as a clip on the movie quiz, you know. Here you go.
Where's your captain? Here. Release the other crews, then make for the armory. Right, follow me then. Let's go.
This is without a doubt my favourite sequence in any James Bond film ever. Before this actually ninja attacking running with the guys, I really like the way it's edited. I absolutely love the set design of the I love the fact that everybody's got sterling machines. Clearly sponsored the movie because they were pretty professional. The actual place overset in this film. What closely, if you play this back in your own video, and you cut these shots, you can see that someone's trying next to it on both sides. mayhem, and it's there's really good cutting with the miniatures work as well. What do you mean you'll have to check out this James Bond movie? You haven't seen this one? Are you joking? Yeah, you haven't seen this one? Oh man. I mean, my favourite Bond is probably Connery, because I think he's probably the closest to Ian Fleming's. Connery and Brosnan are probably the closest to Ian Fleming's vision. But I'd go Connery #1. Really close run thing between Brosnan and Moore, but I'd probably go Connery, Brosnan, Moore, and don't get me wrong, I love Roger Moore, Dalton, and then Australian geezer. His name's just gone out my head. Yeah, so yeah, you definitely need to check this one out. I mean, you can. I think this. Well, this battle sequence is. There's about 5 people that have got the whole thing on YouTube, various places. But one of the things I really like about this battle sequence is the way they blend in the miniatures work. I'll show you what I mean. One is Taylor, who's if you look at some of the shots in dead bodies, they've got a lot of front dead bodies on the floor. We have every shot to maximise number of. We've got about 100 extra. You've probably got about 20 or 30 combo through. You never see more than that. Got more stuff 3 different submarines. So see the way they blend in the explosions. I love miniature. Train Rimmer there, who's voiced his shots in front of their line. Lost him, not. I like this bit as well. Really good editing. Well, really good editing. I've seen this at the cinema twice this year. Can you believe that? I saw it twice at the cinema. I own the Blu-ray. I own the DVD. I still had the VHS up until not that long ago. So I have the most likes per viewership of any other. Really? You got to be joking. You're pulling my chain, aren't you? I don't think my likes are very high, particularly. I don't know. I don't really. Do you know what? I'm not really like one that like. I don't check my stats every day. I couldn't tell you what my subs are at. Shall we have a quick look? I don't know what they're at right now. Let me have a look. I know it was 4,600 when I checked last. So everybody said I'd get to 5K real quick, but I thought, no, that's not going to happen. Not that fast. But I did get. I got to 4,623. So it's kind of back to the snail's pace again. Couple of subs here and there, sort of thing. But I think as more people find the content, they realize I've got people like Gail Ann Hurd on the channel, Ron Underwood, who directed Tremors, quality guests like that. I think what will happen is gradually I'll get more and more people coming on. So where's that now? Let me just finish this StreamYard thing I was doing, just so I get this locked in. So meet the authors, yeah. So, okay, let's call them. Right, we'll go. And by the way, it's absolutely pissing down with rain outside. Absolutely peeing down. There we go. Okay. So, okay, forgive me for being rude. Sorry, I feel like I'm being rude now. So I'm just gonna schedule this just so we get it up on the thing. So let's just do that Thursday, 10th of October, 9 p.m. Right, I'm just going to create that. I'm going to add all the blurb in just a bit. So that stream is now live. Okay, good. I've done that. Okay, good. Pop back on here. Have I seen Godzilla -1? Yes, I have. Speaking of James Bond, there's a movie starring Pierce Brosnan and Jackie Chan called The Foreigner. I've seen that. Yeah, that's not a bad film. It's all right. Yeah, Stephen, if you want to ask me anything else while I'm here, this is a what do you call it? An impromptu stream where it's a ask Lance, if you like, type situation. So yeah, feel free. You got a question you want to ask me? Jump in. Oh my God, is that what they really look like? Damn. Yeah, so I don't know if you guys remember, but you used to get those toy sets, right, that were advertised in like the back of the small comics. You know, they always really sold it on you getting 24 plastic cannons and you're getting 200 sharpshooters and all of this kind of stuff, right? And the advert always made it sound so great, and it was only like $1.98. And I was asking my parents, how much is that in English money? My dad would be like, oh, it's £1. And I'd be like, Dad, look, you get all these soldiers for £1. But then we saw in like really tiny writing that these orders, right, were not allowed overseas. So you remember these? This is one of the adverts. And this is what the soldiers look like. They're kind of like these they're like something you'd get in a Christmas cracker, like really poor molding. I mean, you'd be lucky if they stand up. And, you know, I'm sure a young kid who, you know, in the 60s and 70s probably thought they were hours of fun, but not me. I would not have been happy with those because I had Airfix soldiers and they were way better than that. I'm just going to close this down. I did think about playing a game, but I don't think I'm going to do that. Yeah, so Owen has asked, how's the writing going? Well, I have just done a chapter, completed one chapter today. Obviously, I've got to go through it and proof it and all the rest of it. And I'm almost at the end of another one, so I did quite a lot today. I'll just bring the document up. So this is the current book that I'm working on. This is very much the day job at the moment, although I am available for doing acting coaching, script editing, career advice within the creative parameters that I'm familiar with, all of that stuff. So I am available for that kind of consultation. So, and yeah, I've kept a little bit of that in there, not too much, just so that people can understand why there's a big gap. There's a big gap of films missing, because I there's a big chunk of my life I can't remember it. So I can't really, I know I saw the films, and I've seen many of them since, but it's really vague, like who I went with and which cinema, and part of the point of the book is to talk about the experience as a whole. So this section, which covers 77 to 79, it's the third chapter of the book. I'm sort of halfway through. So, and this film is number 10 of my Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Now, it came out in 71, but if you look here, it says under italics here, I saw it on New Year's Day, 1977, on television. So it tells you where I saw it, and then there's a whole load of blurb about. And on the same day, I saw Kelly's Heroes. What a double bill, eh? Also on television, ITV, the other channel. That was in the evening, and I remember like begging my parents to be allowed to stay up and watch it. And it was my dad who said, "Look, it's okay. He hasn't got school tomorrow." So I got to see Kelly's Heroes. And then we have a section on Jaws. So actually, I haven't numbered these. I just realised. So that was 10, wasn't it? So this is Kelly's Heroes is number 11. By the way, this might end up being more than 200 movies, 100 movies. I think it might end up being 200, but we'll see. It's going to be a round number, I'll tell you that. So Jaws is 12, and that I saw at the cinema, but Jaws was released in 75, but I didn't see it at the cinema until 77 when it was re-released. It was re-released several times. Then we have Mysterious Island, which was actually made in 61, which I also saw in 77. And then these are the next films that I'm doing, which I haven't done the sections on yet. So we've got Spy Who Loved Me, which funnily enough we were just watching. Star Wars: A New Hope, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, a double bill of Warlords of Atlantis and the Gumball Rally, which, if you haven't seen the Gumball Rally, by the way, it is way better than Cannonball Run in every respect, apart from the fact that Burt Reynolds isn't in it. But The Wild Geese, Pete's Dragon, The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, Towering Inferno, double bill of the Humanoids and Jason and the Argonauts, and then Where Eagles Dare. So I think that's everything that's going in that section. This is a list I was compiling. Superman 2 might go in there as well. But I'm not sure of the year that I saw that. A lot of this is all Googling and seeing when things came out, So that book is coming along. I've got to have it ready for December 1st. It's now already the end of the first week of October. So, I've got to proper get a scooch on. I want to be holding a physical copy of it December 1st, printed, ready to go. And I've got to get a physical copy sent to me before I can put it on sale, because the physical copies are the only way that you get those, you catch those final errors, So if you're doing a book and you're putting it up on Amazon, and you can't afford a professional proofreader, don't ever put the book for sale until you've got a physical copy of it in your hand that you can read and that you can go through and you can proofread yourself, because that's a big mistake. Yeah. So, yeah, I think I'll probably wrap up soon. This is just kind of impromptu, really. And I'll be off to, well, I won't actually be going to sleep. I'll be going to watch the next few episodes of whatever it was called, Not a Chance, or whatever that show was called. Let me have a look. Nobody Wants This. That's it. Yeah. So, but I'm really enjoying that show. So it's good. Probably gets about a 7, 8 out of 10 from me right now. 7 out of 10 for sure. Any other comments you want to chuck my way? Do them now, and I'll answer them quickly. There's an alien movie called Life. Yes, there is. It's here. Do you mean this one? Yeah, I like that film. I thought it was a really good movie. And the ending was a killer, man. The ending was very clever. I know Mauler didn't like Deadpool and Wolverine. He really didn't like it. But have you seen it? I have seen it. I yawned as big as I did then after about half an hour. I liked the fact that it was sending itself up, which was fun. But ultimately, I didn't give a shit, so I didn't care. So I just kind of like, yeah, this is kind of funny, but what else is on? I just turned it off, switched it off. I just wasn't asked, really. I think the thing is with me is I'm all superheroed out. I've said this several times. I'm not a superhero guy. Superhero films. It's a completely saturated market. They made way too many too fast. You used to get one coming out, every so often. Then it was just dum dum dum, more characters, dum dum dum. Then we had big, collaborations of superheroes, multiverse. And then the multiverse. What the fuck's that? That's like the laziest writing on the planet. That told you when the writing was going up the pooper. Multiverse, fucking bollocks, load of bollocks. That's just this means anything can happen. We can bring people back because there's multiple universes. Get lost. Chuck Norris is in Sherlock Holmes. He plays Logic. Thanks for the 2. RRTNZ. Chuck Norris in Sherlock Holmes. He plays Logic. So he doesn't actually play Sherlock Holmes. He just plays the logic in a Sherlock Holmes movie. I like that. Chuck Norris can do anything. I have written to Chuck Norris, I've written to Chuck Norris and I've asked him to come on the channel. In Macbeth, Chuck Norris plays Fate. Do you want to keep these coming? I'll stay on a bit longer if you're going to chuck some more of these at me. I like that. Yeah, Chuck Norris. What was the last Chuck Norris movie, actually? Should we have a look? Do you know what? I've got to do the films of Chuck Norris stream. That would be fun, wouldn't it? Let's have a look. Would it have been? Yeah, I forgot he did he proper did the Walker Texas Ranger thing was really kind of like him. I think that was his swan song, wasn't it? In terms of sort of television drama. Agent Recon. Hang on a minute. What's this? Agent Recon 2.4. Oh, this looks a bit shit, doesn't it? Hang on a second. Let's watch we got to watch the trailer for this. Let's have a look. In The Merchant of Venice, Chuck Norris plays Justice. Okay, right. We got to see this trailer. This looks pretty bad. I got to say. And listen, Chuck, I'm a fan, but I'm all right with Hokum. But it's got to be good Hokum. There's good Hokum and there's bad Hokum. Let's see. Okay, let's see if we can. Let's watch this trailer together, guys. You tell me what you think of this.
Team Cobra has gone down. Checking for survivors. Reinforcements are on their way.
Where are we?
All right, listen up. The infecteds are ruthless, strong, and they're smart. We were on a recon mission,
Hang on.
killing infected.
Hang on, the infected.
We got redirected.
Is this a zombie
here.
film?
Be an emergency. I want a ready op ASAP.
We thought you could use the help. Alistair?
Yes, Jim. This nearby base was running tests.
Hang on a
Where's
minute.
Faction 13 now?
Chuck's a robot in
Captain
this.
Rupert hasn't responded in a week.
We gotta go now.
I will protect my team.
That doesn't look like.
Let's get started.
I'll be honest. It doesn't look like Chuck's in this very much. There he is.
We need a team that knows how to work together.
I think we should have a watch party for this song, guys. What do you think?
That's planned.
Mark Singer. Oh my God, that's Mark Singer from Beast Mark.
Oh, Jim.
Mark Singer from V. God. Agent Recon. Okay, guys. Based on that trailer, what are you going to give that out of 10? This movie seems like a fever dream. Give me. What's your rate? Playing a Chuck Norris showreel now. What's your rating for that trailer out of 10, guys? Come on, there's 6 people watching. Give me 6 ratings here. There are 20 user reviews. Shall we have a look at what the reviews have said? Okay, might read out a couple of these. I've no idea who Derek Ting is, and I mean he might be an okay actor. I'd need to see the film to. Derek Ting doing the thing. Okay, that's got spoilers in it, so we won't read that one. 1 out of 10. This is what failure. This one's not holding back, is it? This is what failure looks like. There's something to be said about a truly disastrous film, a film forever indelible in your memory because it's so uniquely bad. Can only be deemed an achievement. The sort of film where everyone involved was definitely trying to do something. Yeah, I got the sense from the trailer there was a bit of an effort there. There was a bit of effort there. I'm using that carefully, that phrase. But it did feel like there was a bit of an effort. The sort of film where everyone involved was definitely trying to do something. It's just not entirely clear what. Agent Recon is that film. How do you mess this up badly when you have Chuck Norris? Chuck Norris deserved better than this. Not sure where they found that lead, but he is a complete buffoon. This film is an insult to Chuck Norris and deeply upsetting for his fans. I mean, you can't let this be the last film on Chuck Norris's CV, can we? We need to do Invasion USA 2 or something, where he plays like the general. You know, he plays the general. You do Invasion USA 2. He's the general. Sort of. He's the guy in the ops room. That's the way to get to do a Chuck Norris movie, because I mean, you know, the guy's old. You don't want him running around with machine guns and stuff like that. You want him in the command role. You want him in the strategic role, as you say, moving the squad. And yeah, you know, you're a green. You got the green light. That kind of stuff. Owen has voiced his opinion. It's a hard pass. But fun fact: my uncle played a baddie in the Norris movie, The President's Men. Don't think I've seen that one. Maybe he's on IMDb. Michael Almafatano. That's a cool surname. I'll have a look in a sec. I was honestly looking forward to seeing this movie, mainly because of the one and only Chuck Norris. I was trying to decide if I should rent the film or watch for free on a pirated website. Of course, I chose the pirated. Well, this guy's really honest. Sat back as the film started. 12 minutes go by, and I honestly had no idea what the hell was going on. No sense of direction, and the lead, Derek Ting, who is also the director and writer, oh dear, okay, was just god awful and annoying. The antagonist was laughable. The random kills were hilarious. The editing was choppy. Chuck Norris was in the film for about 10 minutes and didn't do anything until the end, which was honestly the good thing about this mess. Wish I'd tuned out after 12 minutes went by. Dear Derek Ting, please make another movie. I feel bad for him because making a movie is hard, man. Making a movie is hard. Yeah, I mean... Now, I bet if we scroll towards the bottom, there'll be a couple of fakies. There's always a couple of fake reviews at the bottom. Let's have a look. There you go. 10 out of 10. I knew there's going to be a fake one. This is going to be epic. Matt, the face of the airsoft industry, is killer as a person. Can't wait to see him continue these. Can't wait for more action-packed stuff from Norris and several others to team up again. We need more action movies. This is great. This reads like this was written by AI. Shall we see how many other reviews they've done? None. They have done no other reviews. That review is a fake. 100% fake. Chuck Norris. Okay, I just wondered. This is a 7 out of 10. Also a fake review. Yeah, people have kind of cottoned on now that you need to do like 7 out of 10 reviews because otherwise people know your review is fake. This is a real one. This is a real review. This guy's done a lot of reviews, and he's reviewed quite a lot of the low end stuff. Which I'm always a bit suspicious of that. Why aren't you reviewing some of the bigger stuff? Why isn't there a cross section of stuff? But it's still, that's definitely a genuine review, though, or at least as genuine as they come. And what about this one? I'm not too sure about that. All right, so maybe we will at some point do a watch party for Agent Recon. Maybe not. Maybe not. That movie gets 75 out of 10. It could only get 100 if David Carradine was in it and Chuck Norris killed him by kicking his head off his body and into space. I do like The Fugitive. I saw that at the cinema. Right, let's have a quick look for Owen's Cousin. And then we'll wrap things up. Cool. What's it called? Michael Amel. Sounds like a bottle of poppers. That's not right, is it? Fitano. There we go. Yeah, he's got an IMDb profile, buddy. He's got 4 credits: Never Alone, Manito, UFO Fever, and Murder, Act 1. So if he's primarily worked as background, a lot of his credits would not be listed. But yeah, he's got an IMDb profile. Okay, all right. So, bowl of poppers. No, I only go to raves. You don't see them there. All right, guys, this has been quite a random comical stream. Thanks for popping in, keeping me company for a little bit while I sort of decompress from my writing day. I've got one more work phone call I've got to make, and then I'm going to be off to bed. So don't forget, tomorrow night at 10 o'clock, so it's a bit earlier than this, UK time, we'll be doing the Nielsen ratings. And then rejoin me on Thursday for industry interview number 79. Only 21 to go until I reach 100, and I'm determined to get there. So that'll be good. All right. Speak to you soon. Cheers, John. Bless you. That's very, very kind. And yeah, I'll see you all soon.